Well, apparently it's time for a new computer. Let's see here. It is 3:33 as I struggle with the computer here, which is not going to work. It's bricked. So, I'm going to tell you people, let's see. What am I going to tell y'all? Okay. So, no, I'm not going to tell that one. Okay. Um, okay. Okay. So, it is 1917, and it's Russia. It's the steppes of Russia. It's Siberia, right? And there's this town way the heck out there, just like in like just the boons of Siberia. And oh, this is great. You're gonna love this. So they're dying, right? They're just kind of they're having a famine. There's they're poor. There's probably some Cossacks involved. Mosquitoes are bad. Just the whole it's just a wreck. It's just terrible. And let's see. Oh yeah. And so this town is just biting it, and all they've got is a railroad station. They got a train station, right? Which is pretty cool. They got a train station, and so one day, this person shows up who's not really important, but he says to the mayor of the town. We'll call it Blinsk for some reason. He says to this guy, shows up to the mayor of Blinsk, and he says, okay, check this out. And the mayor's like, yeah, what? Like, I'm busy, like, dying here. And the guy says, no, hold off on the dying for a bit. This is much better. This is, okay. So what we've got is I am with the Primo Circus. And the mayor's like, nah. And the guy's like, cha. And he's like, yeah, I'm with the Primo Circus. And I heard about your town because I like to learn about pain. And I was looking up some like the most painful towns in Siberia. And your town came up, and the mayor's like, I didn't know that was a thing. And the guy's like, it's not important right now. So what I'm with the Primo Circus, and we're going to bring the Primo Circus to your town. And the mayor's like, no. And the guy's like, cha. And he says that a lot. And so yeah, get ready. Like they're showing up in a week. Primo Circus is showing up in a week, right? Right. Okay. So to recap, people are dying. Russia, circus coming. All right. You can write this down. It might help. So okay. So the mayor's like, okay, dag. Yeah, I'm gonna do something about this. So he he tells all the people. He tells Oleg, and he tells Boris and Gleb. There's a guy named Gleb there, and he tells a bunch of other people whose names I don't remember, and they're all like, "This is happening, right?" And the mayor's like, "Yeah, it is," and they're just like, "I am just gonna mess my pants," and they don't do that, which is good. Because they haven't eaten in like 5 months. There's no mess to make in their pants. So they get the whole town, all niced up, right? They sweep the dirt, and they put some nice clothes on the corpses they were all too weak to bury. And it's basically a Wisconsin death trip kind of thing. That's a little bit too much. I'm sorry about that. But anyway, they like they put some lipstick on a cow for completely different reasons, but I'm not going to get into right now. But so yeah, so a week goes by and the town of I don't remember what it's called. It doesn't matter. So they get the whole town all straightened up and all ready, which is pretty great. And I'm just watching the people listening on the internet just like plummet. This is great. This is great. So yeah, they get all that going, and yeah. So the circus is coming to town, and it's the big day. And over the horizon, because there's nothing there, right? It's just the steppes. It's Siberia. They don't have like a 7-Eleven or anything, or like any malls, so you can just see for miles. And they see the train coming, and they're like, "Oh yeah, yeah, yay, woo, woo!" And then this train stops and it pulls back over the horizon. They go boo, and then it comes up again. They yay, and it keeps coming this time because the train driver is just messing with them, and so it keeps coming, and it pulls up to the station. And this you're gonna love this. So yeah, they get there, the circus train, and like it kind of goes by real slow. Like it doesn't, the locomotive doesn't stop right at the station. Like it shows you what's in all the cars. So there's like a car full of lions, and like they're dressed funny. And then there's a car full of tigers that are dressed like lions. And then there's some clowns. There's a whole clown car, and there's another clown car. There's just a bunch of clown cars. It's a pain in the ass. Let's just get rid of those. And trapeze and all that stuff, and some other animals that I don't really remember. And then there's the big black train car with no windows, and it just says Ivan the Talking Horse on the side. And they're like, "Oh man, I've heard of Ivan the Talking Horse. They've got Ivan the Talking Horse." And the mayor's like, "Damn. Like, is this place like nice enough for Ivan the Talking Horse?" Because like everybody in the world has heard of Ivan the Talking Horse. Ivan the Talking Horse is a horse that talks. Hence the name Ivan the Talking Horse. And like he just flips out everybody who sees him. Like they see Ivan the Talking Horse and they're like, "What the heck did I just watch?" Because this horse not only talks, but he talks a lot and says just a number of things. This is what they've heard about this horse, right? So then the ringleader gets out of one of the cars, and he goes up to the mayor and he gives him a big hug and is like, "Hey, guy, I'm the ringleader." And the mayor's like, "Good, because I don't let a lot of people touch me." And he's like, the ringleader's like, "Okay, we're gonna throw you a big feast tonight. Okay, like you're gonna eat." And they're like, "What's that?" It's like you put the food in your mouth and you chew it and you swallow it and you get the nutrients. And they're like, "Oh yeah, I remember that. It's been that long." So yeah, they have a big feast, and they have blintzes, and they have there's this Russian dish which is basically lard. It's smoked lard. So they had some of that, and they had a sturgeon, and they had some caviar, and they had a stroganoff. I'm trying to remember some other Russian food, some blintzes. I said blintzes. Different kind of stroganoff, and borscht. But it was like, like the best borscht ever. Like this borscht just knock your butt in the dust, man. Like you just eat this. So these people who haven't eaten in ages, there's only like 17 people in the town, or like 100, one of the two. And, they're eating and they're just losing their minds. They've gone completely buggo because they're eating and like the clowns are doing their thing and there's acrobats and crap and the monkeys are serving them and they're like trying to tip the monkeys, but they don't have any money and the monkeys are too snooty anyway. They're jerks. I've dealt with them, and anyway, no, okay, sorry. I just don't like the monkeys. Okay, so the next day, right? What am I talking about? Oh yeah, the next day. So it's the circus, and so everybody gets up and they're very, very, very excited. My computer's still dead. So you just strap in because I'm taking you all the way to heaven. I hope you're wearing pants because you're gonna mess them with humor. So there's a big, circus, and okay, so it's the circus time, and they are gonna, okay, so they have the circus, and everybody's in the stands, right? And first you get like the acrobats, with the same ones from last night, but they do different stuff. And there's like a tightrope and stuff. And then you get clowns and they do a bunch of stuff. And then, okay, just strap in. There's clown acrobats, right? And they're on top of another tightrope with lions underneath them that are also clowns. And then there's the tigers and a llama and a squirrel and a bunch of, what do you call those things? Seals. Doing a bunch of stuff. And so that goes on for hours. And like these people are like, they're just losing their mind. They're just going completely insane because like this kind of thing just doesn't happen. And they're like, finally, I think this might be, our town might turn around now. Right? And you can see where they thought that. Right? Like things are going to get better in the town of Blinsk. Is that what I said before? Anyway, that's what I'm calling it now. Let's see how many people. Yep, a lot less people listening. I'm taking you all to the moon. So then the ringleader or ringmaster or whatever he is, I screw that up. He's like, okay, to the town of Blinsk. I know that this time has been hard, and I know that you haven't had much going for you recently. And they're like, yeah, yay, because they've lost their mind. They just cheer for anything at this point. And the ringmaster leader says, okay, well, I've got the answer. The Primo Circus has tonight, here under this big top, which is made of silk and gold and diamonds, and 1 square inch of it costs more than your entire life. And you don't really notice that because you're so downtrodden that like you could just kill us all and take our stuff. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So tonight we've got Ivan, the talking horse, and they're like, yeah, they're absolutely out of their skulls. They're all hammered on malt liquor, and So, ladies and gentlemen, and non-binaries, and agender folk of Blinsk, please welcome Ivan the Talking Horse. And they're yay! Woo! And this monkey, one of the jerk monkeys from yesterday. Hold on. God, I hate those guys. The jerk monkey, just the monkey, like leads out this just ill-fed old horse. It's a nag too. It's not even a guy horse. So they've given this nag a guy's name, which is really confusing to a lot of people. And so yeah, they lead him out and lead her out. And you know, the crowd goes quiet. You know, there's just like the occasional sound of like, you know, like another screw top coming off of another thing of mentholated malt liquor. And the ringleader says, "Okay, Ivan, we've come hundreds of miles to this town. This town of Blinsk, which has faced terrible hardship. As you know, the local kulaks outlawed water. There's a tax on breathing. And they eat sand. And they don't even have any sand. Ivan, when, and hopefully it's soon, when will their luck change?" And Ivan just kind of stares at the ringleader. Just stares at him with her big, brown, rheumy eyes. That's Rheumy. You can look it up. And the ring master is like kind of taken aback. Because this is Ivan the Talking Horse. Ivan's chatty. But not today. Not today. So, the ring master leader, the guy, he's like, okay. All right. Can you tell us, Ivan, when the rains will next come to Blinsk and bring what do you call it? Abundance. And that wasn't me trying to remember. That was the ringleader. So I'm just telling that like that. When will abundance come back to Blinsk? And Ivan says nothing. Not a word. Not a sound. A lone fly lands on Ivan's haunch. But Ivan doesn't even twitch her tail. Just stares at the ground. Okay, all right, Ivan. So, like the ringleader just like kind of pats her on the side a little bit nervously, maybe a little bit harder than he should have. It's like, Ivan, okay, Ivan, what are you doing to me? Ivan, can you tell me the name of the next Tsar of Mother Russia? who the next Romanoff will be. And Ivan says nothing. Not a sound. Not even one of those horsey sounds like or doesn't even make that noise. Nothing. And the ringleader's starting to get a little bit cheesed off. Ringleader's starting to get a little bit hot under the collar. I think you'd be the same way. Because you've come hundreds of miles to amaze and astound these poor downtrodden schmucks in Blinsk. Ivan won't say anything. Well, the ringleader kind of loses it, as they do. And he looks down and he sees there's like a board left over. There's a board lying around, which they didn't notice before, conveniently. And he picks up the board and he just starts whacking Ivan on the butt. Whack, 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 whack. Ivan, for the love of God, for the love of God, will you say anything? Will you say nothing? We've come all this way. And these people need something. They need anything. They need wonder. They need to see something beyond their dull, horrible lives. They need to see a talking horse. They need to see you, Ivan, and you won't talk. Whack, 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 whack. For the love of God, Ivan, will you say nothing? And Ivan looks up, looks at the ringleader, looks at the audience, looks at the ringleader, and says, "Why can't I just die?" You are listening to